welcome back. It's me again, Savvy Curls, and it's going on 3 months now, and this is my GinaCurl at 3 months, where I will be going over some things that you need to know about the GinaCurl rules, because they do come with a set of instructions when you get your GinaCurl, so that's what I will be talking about today, which ones I follow and which ones I don't. Stay tuned. Hey all, thank you for joining me again. It's Savvy Curls. I'm coming back with another video on things that you need to know about GinaCurl. So when you get your GinaCurl, they're going to give you a paper like this, and it's going to have some rules that you will need to follow. So everything you need to know about how to take care of your GinaCurl once you leave Hairstory, this is what you're going to find out today. And what I'm also going to share is what rules I follow the most and which ones I don't. And it probably is something I need to be doing, and I'll go over that in this video. Once you are home, your hair has to absorb more oxygen. Basically, you do not brush your hair. You cannot tuck your hair behind your ear. You cannot stretch your hair for approximately 48 hours to 72 hours. There are no scarves. You can't wear your bonnets. You can't put on any caps. Just don't mess with your hair is what they recommend. What you can do, go ahead and put the satin pillowcase down and sleep on that for the 48 hours to 72 hours, and you should be fine. Follow this main rule when you get home from Hairstory and you have your GinaCurls, because your hair has to finish neutralizing. Things that you won't be able to do is put pins in your hair. You cannot use any clips or any sorts of clips with teeth, rubber bands, barrettes, ponytail holders, pullbacks, any of those things for the next 3 days. Follow the first rule about not brushing my hair, and did I not to do anything to it, like as far as combing or brushing and tucking it? Yes, I did. I followed that rule, so that one is a go. All right, so let's look at the next rule. Did I bother putting on a scarf, cap, or bonnet? I was good on that as well, so that I get a check on because I used a satin pillowcase. Had that, of course, from being a natural. And then the next one, did I bother putting any pins or clips or barrettes or any bands in my hair? I didn't, so that means I passed on that one too, so that's a check. So I followed those rules. So far, what can you do to your hair for the 3 days that you can't do anything else to it? I mean, as far as styling and, brushing. Well, you can wet and add products. You can take a shower, of course. You need to take a shower and allow the water to soak. And conditioner, you can put in leave-in. Scrunch your hair, and style it that way, but you cannot do anything else to it. You do not want to do anything to the curl. You want to keep the curl shape that it's in. Taking your shower, you want to make sure that you don't leave that towel on your head. Again, it must make sure that the shape is basically maintained of that curl. Okay, so do not disturb the curl. You must also make sure after the 3 days are up, you wash your hair. That means you go ahead and you shampoo and condition. Did I follow that rule of not touching my hair or doing anything to my hair over the 3 days? That I did. Okay, so I did not bother to do much to my hair at all. I just wetted and added some products to it, so I was good on that one. So that's a check. But I think I may have, not too sure, I'm trying to recall, I may have gone a little bit over 3 days. No, I didn't do anything, do any harm. But yeah, I think it was a little more than 3 days. Might have been just 4. I wouldn't have gone a whole week. But nothing really occurred. I'm guessing it's the same process. So I was still good. Maybe I get half credit for that one. Okay, so let's move on to the next rule. The next rule says that you can't go swimming. So all those folks who are like going to the pools, of course, during the pandemic, I'm sure a lot of pools were open. But if you have your own private pool, your own private beach, if you're able to still go out, of course, it's getting cool outside now. But some people love the water. But if you're trying to get the GinaCurl, you cannot go swimming, and it's recommended at least 2 weeks. Yes, you got to wait 2 whole weeks before you get into the pool or to the ocean or wherever you do your swimming. You got to wait. I'm a swimmer. I love swimming. I didn't get to do as much of swimming that I would have loved to have done this summer. And then I got my GinaCurl in August, and I had to wait. I did go to the beach, but that was before. And I didn't really swim afterwards. I do miss it though. But yeah, you can't go swimming. So that's a rule that I think I get a check on because I didn't get to go swimming. Right. The reason why you cannot go swimming is that chemical or the chemicals in the water, whether it be chlorine, whether it be salt water, this may cause your hair to revert back. So that is why it's not recommended that you go swimming, period. So just don't even do it. I wouldn't do it. Another thing that may cause your hair to revert if you get this done too soon and you still have to wait at least 2 weeks would be coloring your hair. So I definitely would not recommend that. So did I follow this rule? Of course I did. So if you followed me and you saw a previous video, I waited at least an entire month before I did my hair, or I colored my hair. So that is one rule I made sure I followed. I had tons of gray hairs and my hair is growing so much now, I'm starting to get them back already. So it's gonna be time for that again soon. But yeah, I get a check on that one. I followed that rule. Do not use anti-dandruff shampoo or baby shampoos. They may have the capabilities of breaking down the altered disulfide bonds thereby allowing the hair to revert back to its original state. So I would not do that. So again, I typically use the Male Balm products. I have the shampoo and the conditioner. Now I did start to kind of use a little bit of my old stuff that I was using when I was a natural, and my hair still does pretty well with the Cantu shampoo. And I sometimes go back to my Aussie, the 3-Minute Miracle, and of course my the deep conditioning. So those things I still do because my hair needs moisture, and these products give it a little oomph to it, so a little bit more moisture. Going back to what Hairstylin recommends about coloring your hair. Now the reason why they say don't color your hair with using permanent color, you can do it probably at the top in the crown because your hair is stronger, but towards the ends is where your hair is the weakest. And of course, too much color can cause damage and breakage. So of course, we want to make sure we leave those alone. But they do say you can use maybe semi-color or semi-permanent colors for the end. So that way that doesn't happen. So if you're thinking about using color in your hair, of course, the still recommended wait time is 2 weeks. You don't want to put permanent color or porous on porous ends because it is damaging. Use a semi-permanent color for 10 minutes is the recommended time that they give. And absolutely, positively do not use highlights. This is something that Hairstylin has put in the directions. Do not do it. This can cause damage and breakage. For some of us, we may not be following these rules like we should. So if you always get highlights, you love highlights, you love getting them, the way they look, this may not be recommended for you. Now, did I follow this rule? Of course I did. I mean, there's no highlights in my hair, so I'm good to go. Check. All right, let's move on. We have Shampooing Stylin. Now, it's talking about you must wash and condition your hair, of course, at least twice a week. Now, I'm a little lazy. I know some of you guys are just as lazy as I am. We wash our hair once a week. And the reason why they tell you to wash it twice a week is so that the hair does not build up from the products that you're using, your creams, your oils, and all those other things, leave-in, that all tends to build up. The building up of these products, the building up will cause your hair to get matted, tangly, and again, that will cause breakage if you have to deal with that. So every 3-4 days, if you wash your hair, you're supposed to be able to wash all those things out, and then of course you're going to put them back on, so your hair needs that moisture, but you're supposed to wash it that often. Now, am I guilty? Yes, I am. In the beginning, I tried to wash my hair twice a week. I mean, I was doing a good job maybe the first month, but then I kind of fell off the wagon, I guess, when work started. So it went back to once a week. Yeah. So that I didn't do too good on. So I get a big X. Talk about shampoo and styling. Okay, so I recommended 5 minutes of soaking before washing to allow the water to penetrate the hair shaft is what you're supposed to do when you are about to wash your hair. So just sit in there, let that water just run right through your hair. And get to the scalp. You should be able to feel your scalp. You should be able to get the water all the way through. So at least good 5 minutes, it says. And then after you do that, then go ahead and start applying the shampoo. You're working in like smaller sections at first, and you're getting underneath. You're kind of not in a circular motion, because if you do the circular motion, it's going to cause your hair to tangle and also increase matting if you do it that way. So just kind of lift as you're washing in between, getting into your scalp, and lift it outward. And do that all the way through, and then rinse thoroughly. Then it's recommended that you repeat this process at least a second time. So rinse it all the way out thoroughly the first time. Also, when you are washing your hair, it's recommended that you're also doing the exact same thing through in a downward motion. Once you thoroughly rinse your hair out, you're going to wring your hair, taking all of the excess water out. And that is because the conditioner has to be able to penetrate through the hair cortex. And that way it feels different. It feels like it's getting more manageable. You can get your fingers through it all the way through, I would say even to the scalp. You're able to get a wide tooth comb and kind of get the loose tangles or anything that needs to come out. Of course, you know, you have hair that's going to shed. You will have some shedding, and you want to be able to get that wide tooth comb through it. So just make sure that you are thoroughly washing out the shampoo. You wring out the hair before you apply your conditioner. After about 5 minutes of leaving the conditioner in your hair, I would go ahead and rinse that out thoroughly, and then you can apply your own leave-in if you have a really good one. I like to use a variety of different stuff. I like the, what is that, Cantu has some products I like. I have also, let's see, a leave-in by Main Choice. That's my other great product line. I've been also using some other great ones from African Pride line. So there, again, you can kind of use ones that work with your hair that you probably have already still within your stash. And I would also pull out some of the creams that you would have as well on hand, because once you have sectioned your hair and you apply the conditioner, the leave-in conditioner, follow up with your best creams and your oils, and then, you know, just kind of scrunch your hair. Let your fingers kind of work it through. And that's what I really do. I don't use a comb to comb through my hair when I'm putting the products in. I use my fingers, and then I just let it air dry most of the time. I do not use a blow dryer unless, of course, I'm about to go to bed. But if you've seen one of my videos, I did a no-no and I went to bed with my hair wet. But, you know, sometimes you don't have the time, and sometimes I don't want to stay up too late trying to blow dry my hair, so I went to bed with it wet. And it still came out okay. If you saw the video, all I did was take it out the cap and just scrunch it back up again. But Gina also recommends that you should try to shingle your hair if you had the time for that, because shingling does take a while to do. I've yet to really sit through a shingling process, and just, you know, each strand, it just takes so much time. So for me, just scrunching the hair after I've washed it is the best way for me to get through it fast. So another method, of course, that a lot of folks are familiar with is the prayer method. And all you do is take, I guess, the product and put it in your hand and just kind of go through your hair like this. That's another good way to get the product in, and it creates a nice little wave. And of course, you can scrunch it up afterwards to get the curl effect that you want. And the next rule you have to be very careful of, because many of our products as naturals, when I was a natural, have protein in them, and you have to really look at the fine print. Now, even though some of them have the fine print, I found that some of it was on the top of the product rather than on the back of the ingredients. So just pay attention to where you may see the word protein or keratin, because these are definite no-nos that you cannot have while you have a GinaCurl. However, it does say it can have a little bit of it in there. You just make sure it's not one of the first, I would say, 5 that's on the ingredients. And a lot of that would be in the Shea Moisture line. She does not really recommend at all that you use the Shea Moisture leave-in. And something about the custards. So I like my product, so I have to see what works. And did I follow this rule? Yes, you can see the expression on my face. I didn't, because I have protein in my Shea Moisture cream, and I love my Shea Moisture products. So yeah, that one I can't give up. I'm sorry, Gina. But yeah, it depends on the products and how much protein is in it. If it's like, again, right off the bat, right in the first top ingredients, don't use it. But, you know, just make sure it doesn't have that. It's pretty pretty much it. You spray your hair every morning. Make sure you keep enough water in your hair. Your hair loves water after this. I tell you, my hair didn't, as it will retain the water, the moisture in your hair. So there are days I can go maybe 1 or 2 without adding more product. But, Gina's rules does recommend that you include leave-in conditioner and, of course, your creams daily. But if you already have enough in there, I don't see why I have to add more, unless, of course, it's kind of feeling a little dry. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You style it as normal, and out of all these rules, I made a broken 3, so guilty as charged. I probably need to look at those products a little bit more. I probably need to wash my hair at least a couple instead of once a week. And what was the other one that's charged with? Again, not washing my hair twice a week. That means I'm not detangling as I should, and I'm not also putting as much product as I probably should on a daily basis. It also depends on the style, because I feel like if you're wearing your hair up, or if you're wearing your hair or it's not exposed and it's not falling on your shoulders, then I don't need to put as much product in my hair like I usually would. And that's pretty much it, guys. It's been great talking to you. I hope you gained some information about the GinaCurl and the rules that you have to follow in order for you to maintain it. It's really important for the health of your hair, for it to be in the best condition as possible. And keep watching for more information about the GinaCurl in my next video. I appreciate you again. Toodles.